Hi, this is Jeff. I wanted to do a quick video talking about Cathie Wood and why I believe she has sold out of Palantir. About a week ago, Palantir had earnings and suddenly ARK Invest and Cathie Wood began selling out of Palantir completely. They were selling out millions of shares each day, and they've gotten to where they're down to hardly anything left. And I've heard all kinds of different reactions to it. I've heard all kinds of different people trying to explain why she may have sold these. But if you've been following Cathie Wood, if you've been following ARK Invest, it's kind of unbelievable, right? I mean, here's someone who preaches the long-term story and has been so bullish for Palantir for years to come. They see them being 5 years plus ahead of everyone else in the industry. So when Cathie responded by explaining that she had sold out because of slowing government growth, that set up a red flag to me because that doesn't make any sense. One of the things that she said she was looking for was for their commercial customers to take over the growth in the company, and their commercial growth was triple digits. It was doing fantastic. So why would she suddenly take millions and millions of dollars as a loss just because of slowing government growth? I think there's a very simple explanation. I think she's tax loss harvesting. Now, we normally don't think about this until the end of the year, but in this case, ARK Invest is taking a massive loss on paper, and they're going to be able to reset their cost basis. And if you understand, normally when you do this, you have to stay out of the stock for 30 days or more. But I think she's in a unique situation where she can look at Palantir and say, hey, this is a stock that there's not a lot of institutional investors that are going to come in and scoop up these shares and drive the price back up. I think she can see that it may take 3, 6, 9 months, maybe a year or two before Palantir really goes on a tear again. And so she can bank that loss and turn around and dump those funds into another stock or several stocks. We've seen that she's been buying Roku, and maybe she thinks the turnaround or the bounce with Roku is going to come faster. And I would suspect that about a month from now, we're going to start to see that she starts to accumulate Palantir again. I could be completely wrong, but I believe that's what's going on. So if you believe in the company and you believe in their future, don't simply look at the actions of someone else and decide to copy their trades without understanding what may be going on behind the scenes. So what about me? What am I doing with Palantir? Well, I began my position with Palantir back in November of 2020 in the $20 price range. And I've added a few shares over time. It was still a small position, about 2% of my portfolio. But before the earnings call, I began gobbling up more shares, not sure what would happen when their earnings came out. And since the earnings, I've taken a few days to digest the news and understand what's really going on with their financials and really understand how strong my conviction is. And I've begun to accumulate even more. Now I'm up over 6% of my portfolio is in Palantir. And if the price stays low enough for long enough, I hope to grow that into an almost 10% position in my portfolio to be able to hold for the long run. If you'd like to hear my explanation of why I believe in Palantir for the long run, I plan to make a video detailing that more in depth in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.